Have you ever wondered what happens when we try to outrun the inevitable? When we try to wall ourselves off from the world's suffering? Tonight, we're diving deep into one of Edgar Allan Poe's most haunting tales, a story that peels back the mask of human denial, the Masque of the Red Death. Picture this, a kingdom ravaged by a terrifying plague, the Red Death. It's swift, it's gruesome, and it's unstoppable. But Prince Prospero, our protagonist, believes he's above it all. He's rich, he's powerful, and he's not about to let a little thing like a nationwide pestilence ruin his fun. So what does he do? He gathers 1,000 of his closest, wealthiest friends, knights and dames of his court, and locks them all away in a magnificent, fortified abbey. The gates are welded shut. Inside, they have everything they could ever want: food, wine, entertainers, and a sense of complete security. Outside, the Red Death can rage all at once. Inside, they are safe. Or so they think. To pass the time and thumb their noses at the fate of the common folk, Prince Prospero throws an extravagant masquerade ball. This isn't just any party, it's a spectacle of fantasy and illusion held within a unique suite of 7 rooms. Each room is a world of its own, bathed in a single, vivid colour. Imagine walking from a room of brilliant blue to one of regal purple, then to emerald green, followed by a chamber of vibrant orange. After that, you'd step into a room of pure white, and then one of shadowy violet. Each room flows into the next, creating a surreal, dreamlike journey through the prince's abbey. But then there's the 7th room. The final chamber. This last room is different. It's shrouded entirely in black velvet. The tapestries, the carpets, everything is pitch black. And the light that filters in doesn't come from a normal window. Instead, the panes are a deep, blood red. The effect is chilling. The light streaming into the black room makes every face look ghastly and unnatural. Very few of the partygoers are brave enough to even set foot inside this ominous chamber. And there's another reason for their fear. In that black room stands a gigantic clock of ebony. Its pendulum swings with a dull, heavy, monotonous clang. And every hour on the hour, its chimes ring out with a sound so peculiar, so deep and musical, yet so jarring, that it silences everything. The orchestra stops playing, the dancers freeze, and a wave of uneasy meditation sweeps over the entire party. Even the most carefree revelers turn pale. But as soon as the last echo of the chime fades away, a nervous laughter ripples through the crowd, and they promise each other that the next time the clock strikes, they won't be so foolish as to pause. But, of course, when the next hour comes, the same hush falls over them all. The party rages on like this for hours, a frantic, desperate celebration. The guests drift through the coloured rooms, their fantastical costumes creating a whirlwind of bizarre and beautiful figures. It's a fever dream of life and gaiety, a deliberate attempt to forget the death and decay just outside their walls. They drink, they dance, they laugh, trying to convince themselves that their fortress of pleasure can truly keep the world at bay. They are living in a bubble, a self-imposed quarantine of luxury. But as we all know, bubbles are meant to burst. As the night deepens, the ebony clock begins to toll the hour of midnight. 12 solemn chimes. And as before, everything stops. The music dies, the dancers are still. But this time, the silence is deeper, the stillness more profound. And in that heavy silence, the partygoers become aware of something new. A presence among them that no one had noticed before. A new masked figure has appeared, and the whispers begin to spread like wildfire. Who is this guest? Where did they come from? The figure is tall and gaunt, wrapped from head to toe in the shrouds of the grave. The mask they wear is what truly horrifies the crowd. It's not just a costume, it's a terrifyingly realistic imitation of a corpse. The features are rigid, pale, and sunken. But the most ghastly detail, the one that crosses the line from a party prank to an unforgivable insult, is the masque's decoration. It's splattered with crimson specks. It looks as if the wearer is a victim of the plague itself. The figure has dared to impersonate the Red Death. You can imagine the reaction. At first, it's a mixture of terror, disgust, and then a rising wave of fury. Prince Prospero, who had been standing in the blue room, sees this spectral guest walking slowly and silently through the crowd. How dare anyone mock their carefully constructed reality? How dare they bring the horror they were all trying to escape into the very heart of their sanctuary? Filled with rage, the prince's face flushes a deep red. Who does? He cries out. Who dares insult us with this blasphemous mockery? Seize him and unmask him, so we may know whom we hang at sunrise from the battlements. His command rings out, but no one moves. Not a single guest is brave enough to lay a hand on the mysterious figure. There's a nameless awe, a supernatural dread that freezes them in place. And so, the intruder continues its slow, unimpeded walk. It passes through the blue room, the purple, the green, the orange, the white, and the violet. All the while, the 1,000 partygoers shrink back against the walls, allowing it to pass without a single person trying to stop it. The figure is heading for the one place everyone else avoids, the black and scarlet chamber. Prince Prospero, seeing his commands ignored and his authority challenged, is overcome by a sudden, violent rage. Shouting, "Stand back!" he draws a sharp dagger from his belt and rushes after the figure. He chases it through the 6 rooms, his pride and anger blinding him to the terror that has gripped everyone else. He finally corners the figure in the black room, right beside the ominous ebony clock. The intruder, having reached the end of the suite, turns to face the prince. For a brief, terrible moment, they stand face to face. A sharp cry rings out, and the dagger falls from Prince Prospero's hand onto the black carpet. In the next instant, the prince himself falls, collapsing to the floor dead. For a moment, the horrified revelers are frozen. Then, with the desperate courage of despair, a group of them surges into the black room to confront the figure who stands motionless over their fallen prince. They grab at the costume, ready to tear it away and reveal the monster beneath. They clutch at the grave shrouds, the corpse-like mask, and their hands find nothing. There is no tangible form, no solid body beneath the costume. The mask and robes are empty. It was then they finally understood. The guest they had allowed into their midst was no mortal. It was the Red Death itself. And it had come for them. One by one, the revelers begin to drop. They fall in the blood-dewed halls of their party, each one succumbing to the very horror they thought they had escaped. The life of the ebony clock goes out with the life of the last of the gay. The flames of the tripods expire. And the story ends with these chilling words, "And darkness and decay and the Red Death held illimitable dominion over all." Poe's tale is a powerful allegory. It reminds us that no amount of wealth, no wall, no distraction can shield us from the fundamental realities of life and death. Prospero's name itself means prosperous, yet his prosperity could not save him. His desperate attempt to create a perfect, safe world was ultimately a fatal illusion. The story isn't just about a plague, it's about our own attempts to deny the things that scare us, to lock ourselves away from problems instead of facing them. It's a timeless warning about the folly of pride and the illusion of control. What do you think? Is there a modern-day equivalent to Prince Prospero's Abbey? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the dark and brilliant mind of Edgar Allan Poe. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into classic literature. Until next time, stay curious.